Hey guys, how's it going? It's Danconia and welcome back to Overwatch. And please be warned that this may turn into a rant. So, you may be wondering why I've got the title I've got. Why am I so disgusted with the Overwatch League? Now, I love the Overwatch League. I absolutely love it to bits. You might have noticed it on the channel, huh? Just maybe noticed it. But, I'm going to take you to the lovely thing that is the internet. This is the Overwatch League store, or should I say, two Overwatch League stores. Now, you may recall at the start of the season that the Overwatch League signed a deal with Fanatics to deliver Overwatch League merchandise to the fans. Now, I thought this was a fantastic deal considering, Fanatics is a big brand and does a lot of stuff for a lot of sports, and it's a great thing for the Overwatch League to get a deal like this. But it has had some side effects. Now, I loved the Overwatch League merchandise last year. I do indeed have a London Spitfire performance jacket and a top as well, alongside some other Overwatch League merchandise. And I was hoping some of that would return, but some of it didn't, obviously. But I have a big problem with the way the store has been rolled out this year. So, on the left-hand side, you have got the main Overwatch League store, which is based in America. And on the right side, you have got the Overwatch League International store, which is basically for everywhere else. I am disgusted with the way these have been rolled out. The NA store, the American store, is fantastic. So we're going to have a look at this right now. On the NA store, you can see we've got the shirts, and I'm using London Spitfire as an example. There is nothing they can do about it as a team. I will show you other examples in a minute. I'm just using London Spitfire's page as an example. London Spitfire, you see their shirts, you can see tops, you can see their third iteration shirt, you've got hats, you've got snapbacks, you've got all sorts of stuff, right? You've got hoodies, you've got t-shirts, you've got socks, you've got more hats, even a beanie, you've got more socks, you've got scarves, you've got jogger pants, you've got sandals, or slides as you call them in America, and all sorts of stuff, right? Some of this stuff is honestly awesome. I love the look of some of this merchandise. It is fantastic. 2 pages of the stuff. Look at that. The Dallas homestand pullover hoodies and all that. Some of this stuff is fantastic. I cannot deny that. The merch is looking really good. There were some complaints earlier on in the season about its quality, but it looks really good. Like this top here, the branded swipe side. I really like that. I really like this stuff as well. But I'm not in America. Don't know whether you've noticed. I'm not in America. I am in the UK. Hence the fact I'm using London Spitfire as an example. So I go to the EU store. And I'm like, yeah, I'll pick up some stuff. Oh. They have a mug. A top, which is not the tops I got on here. A kind of underwhelming hoodie, I'm not going to lie. The away shirt, the home shirt, the third shirt, a pin, a key ring, and these tops. That's it. That is all. That is the entirety of Spitfire's. Well, I say Spitfire's. The Overwatch League merchandise for the London Spitfire on the EU store, compared to 74 items on the Overwatch League North American store, or American store. There are 13 on the international store. This is quite frankly unacceptable, Blizzard and Fanatics, and I want to see it change. This is not good enough. Because to be quite honest, and I will use Paris as an example in a minute as well, are people in America buying London Spitfire merchandise? Because I would have thought most likely London Spitfire merchandise is going to be most popular in the UK and Korea, considering their lineup and considering the fact that they come from London. And the same for Paris. I would have thought Paris's market would be in France, considering they're a French Overwatch League team. This is like, I'm really disappointed with this. Not only is the store completely lacking of any of the unique products that are on the American store, it also has the store only got running halfway through the season, but they did have this problem last season. But there's nothing. Like, this store is not being updated. It's been like this for months. There is no new stock on this store whatsoever. If the store, like, if this is the merch they're gonna sell, I'm not gonna buy it. If this was the merch on the left-hand side, if this was the merch that they were gonna sell on an EU store, I would probably buy something. But I am not gonna buy what's on this store. This is, quite frankly, ridiculously poor. Ridiculously poor. And just for my proof of point, we're going to go and look at the Paris Eternal. Because I don't want to just single out London Spitfire here. There's nothing the teams themselves can do about this. This is the Overwatch League and Fanatics that need to sort this out. So, if we go to Paris Eternal, look at men's stuff, because I'm a man. Don't know whether you noticed. 67 items for the Paris Eternal on the American store. 13 on the European Overwatch League store. Blizzard. This is not good. Fanatics, this is not good. Not only are you, like, not appealing to your entire audience, the whole point of the Overwatch League was the fact that it was a world league. Everyone in the world this would appeal to. And yet, your merchandise is singling out a singular market in America with most of its stuff, because why? Why? Are Fanatics not bothered? I would understand that, because Fanatics is quite heavily American-based, with other stuff that it does as well. But in that case, then you need to either drop Fanatics, or Fanatics will cover your American side, and you need to get someone else to do your international side, because this is quite frankly unacceptable, and it cannot continue into next season, especially when you are going to be going home and away. The only other way I see this being solved is if the Overwatch League stop producing merchandise for individual teams. They just do Overwatch League merchandise and the shirts, and then the teams get to create their own merchandise, which they did at one point. London Spitfire had their own shop where they could create their own merchandise and release it themselves. That, once the Fanatics deal came through, was shut down. So this, quite frankly, is something that has been a bugbear of mine throughout this season. And it's annoying because it's been a really good season apart from this. It's a small issue for some people, but I like to have little souvenirs from the season. I love the merchandise I've got now. But to be quite honest, this stuff is not appealing to me whatsoever. It's not appealing to me whatsoever. Even if you look just at the Overwatch League stuff, which I don't know how to get up on the American site. There it is. And let's go to men's. Look at this stuff. Oh, sorry, it doesn't exist on the EU site. Sorry about that. It's not good enough, Blizzard. Like, this unique stuff, the Dallas homestand t-shirts and hoodies, and same with for the Kit Kat Rivalry weekend stuff, you can't get it in EU. But I'm sorry, if you want to make that exclusive, make it exclusive to the event, so you have to attend it. Otherwise, you can't just put it on the NA store and then not release it on the EU store. Same with the Atlantic and Pacific Showdown stuff. That wasn't available in the EU as far as I can remember. And that, quite frankly, is ridiculous. And it really is isolating your market. And I'm not sure who to blame. I'm not sure whether to blame the Overwatch League or Fanatics. But at the end of the day, no matter how much I can bang on about Fanatics, this whole thing is branded Overwatch League. So it comes back down to Blizzard and the Overwatch League. They need to sort this out. This is a problem that is very frustrating. I think possibly for more people that... It's certainly frustrating for me, because I love the merch. I love the merch, and I would have bought some, but it doesn't look like I'm going to be doing that this year, because it's just beyond poor, to see what they have released in the EU, and I am not willing to pay import taxes from America when there is an Overwatch League store that could offer me the same stuff, but won't, because for some reason it doesn't seem to be bothered about. It's kind of, they put it up a few months ago, here's what we're going to put on there, that's what you got to deal with, move on. Whereas with the NA store, they seem to be saying, well, yeah, here's all this new stuff, look, come and get it, buy. But they're not doing that for everywhere else as well. I say the EU store, I mean international. So this covers places like Korea as well, I believe. You know, it's not good enough, Blizzard, and this needs to change. But I told you this might turn into a rant, and unfortunately it may have done that. But I will leave it here. This is something I really wanted to get off my chest because I think it's frankly ridiculous that this is going on. And I hope the Overwatch League look into it in the off-season, because I don't think anything's going to change now. I hope they look into it in the off-season, and I hope some changes come for next year, because otherwise I think the merch, especially outside of America, is really, it's going to be a non-entity because people are not going to buy it. People are not going to buy it if they don't get variety, and that is not what this stuff, like, this is just the Overwatch League logo slapped on a blank hoodie or a blank t-shirt. That's not acceptable. It's not acceptable, and I won't be buying it. But for now, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, give it a like, subscribe if you're new, and I will see you in the next video. See you then.